The most powerful man in the world still had to fight the bed. Think about that. Marcus Aurelius commanded armies. His decisions moved soldiers, changed laws, and shaped millions of lives. Yet every morning before Rome saw the emperor, Marcus had to confront an enemy no army could defeat for him: himself. The tired voice, the comfortable voice, the voice that whispered, "Stay here, begin later, you have done enough." That is the detail people miss. They imagine marble calm, imperial discipline, a man born with control carved into his bones. But his private writings reveal something more useful. They reveal a man arguing with his own weakness, a man who felt tired, a man who felt reluctant, a man who had to remind himself to rise, to work, and to be worthy of the life placed in his hands. Morning discipline was not easy for Marcus Aurelius. That is exactly why it matters. Discipline is not proven when you feel powerful. It is proven when part of you wants to surrender. Anyone can move when motivation is loud. Anyone can work when the body feels rested and the future feels exciting. But what happens when the alarm sounds and your purpose feels distant? What happens when the day begins with heaviness already sitting on your chest? That is where character is exposed. Not in public, not when people are watching. Character is exposed in the silent war between the person you promised to become and the comfort you refuse to leave. Marcus understood that war. He ruled through plague, invasion, rebellion, political betrayal, and personal loss. He buried children. He lost friends. He watched disease move through the empire while enemies pressed against its borders. Every morning, Rome waited. Soldiers waited. Advisors waited. Petitioners waited. Grief waited. Decisions waited. And before he faced any of them, he had to face his own mind. He could have hidden inside luxury. He could have drowned pressure in pleasure. He could have become another emperor who controlled armies but could not control his appetites. Marcus saw the trap. He understood that the first empire he had to govern was the empire within. So before the machinery of Rome began moving, Marcus wrote, not speeches, not commands, private corrections, honest reminders, warnings written by one version of himself to another. He wrote to the part of himself that would forget under pressure. He knew wisdom can disappear when anger enters the room. He knew principles become fragile when comfort starts negotiating. He knew even an emperor could lose command of his own attention. So before the world told him who to be, Marcus reminded himself, people will be difficult today. You may be insulted. You may be misunderstood. You may meet selfishness, arrogance, dishonesty, and ingratitude. Do not be shocked. Do not hand your mind to them. This was not pessimism, but preparation. Marcus did not wake expecting the world to be gentle. He expected resistance. Most people begin the day unguarded. They reach for the phone and let the world enter their mind before they have entered it themselves. A message changes their mood. A headline changes their focus. Within minutes, their peace has been rented out to strangers. Their attention is scattered before their feet touch the floor. Then they wonder why the day feels out of control. But the day did not steal their mind. They opened the door. Marcus did something different. He met the day before the day met him. That is the first lesson of his morning discipline. Morning discipline is not mainly about waking early. It is about waking deliberately. It is deciding who you will be before irritation, temptation, fear, and noise make the decision for you. You do not rise from bed as a finished person. You rise as a battlefield, and whichever voice you obey first usually gains power over the rest of the day. Purpose says, get up. Comfort says, 5 more minutes. Discipline says, begin. Fear says, not yet. Responsibility says, face it. Avoidance says, escape. Every morning you cast a vote, not with words, with movement. When you rise, you vote for the person you are becoming. When you delay what you know must be done, you vote for the person who keeps betraying you. The battle is rarely just about the bed. It is about authority. Who commands your body? Who governs your attention? Who decides what happens next? Marcus wrote against laziness. He wrote against anger. He wrote against fear. He wrote against ego. He wrote against the temptation to become less human because the world was difficult. The world will always offer you reasons to become worse. Someone will disrespect you. Someone will disappoint you. Someone will misunderstand your intentions. And if you are not prepared, you will use their behavior as permission to abandon your own character. Another person may provoke you, wound you, or pressure you, but the final decision still passes through your hands. Your response remains your responsibility. That is why he trained in the morning. He did not wait for the insult to decide whether he would control his anger. He prepared before it arrived. He did not wait for fear to enter his chest before defining courage. He reminded himself before fear appeared. A soldier does not sharpen his sword after the enemy reaches him. A disciplined mind does not begin training in the middle of the crisis. It trains before the crisis. That is what Marcus was doing on the page. He was sharpening the mind that the day would try to blunt. Do not worship Marcus as if he never struggled. That makes his life useless to you. Learn from him because he struggled and returned. That return is the real practice. The Stoics understood that character is not built in one magnificent decision. It is built through repeated correction. Discipline is not the absence of failure. It is the refusal to make failure your permanent address. The weak mind says, I failed, so this is who I am. The trained mind says, I failed, so now I know where the work begins. Marcus did not wait to feel disciplined before acting. He acted so discipline could grow stronger. Most people reverse that order. They wait to feel ready. They wait for confidence. They wait for energy. They wait for the perfect morning, the perfect plan, the perfect mood. And while they wait, life moves without them. Your feelings are real, but they are not always qualified to lead. You said you would wake up. You said you would train. You said you would write. You said you would change. But every broken promise teaches the mind that your commands are optional. Then you wonder why confidence disappears. Confidence is not built by repeatedly telling yourself that you are capable. It is built by evidence. You rise when you said you would rise. You begin when you promised to begin. You face what you decided to face. Slowly, the mind begins to trust the person giving the orders. That is real confidence. The memory of promises kept. Your feelings are allowed to speak, but they are not automatically qualified to lead. Fatigue can speak. Fear can speak. Comfort can speak. You can hear them without obeying them. You can feel resistance and still rise. You can feel fear and still move. You can feel tired and still begin. That is discipline. So tomorrow morning, do not try to become Marcus Aurelius. Become the ruler of your own first hour. Before the phone, before the messages, before the opinions, before the world reaches into your mind. Take one page and write one line. Not a speech. One command clear enough to carry into battle. Today, I will not give my peace to people who cannot manage their own. Today, I will do the difficult thing before I ask for comfort. Today, I will remember that my response is my responsibility. Today, I will not become smaller because the day is heavy. Today, I will not negotiate with the task I already chose. Choose one line, write it slowly, then carry it like a blade hidden beneath the robe. Your morning statement is not decoration, it is a contract. And the day will test whether you signed it with ink or conviction. Expect the test. Someone will interrupt you. Something will go wrong. Your energy will fall. That does not mean the practice failed. That is the practice. Discipline is not built in the calm moment when you write the principle. It is built in the difficult moment when breaking it would feel easier. The meditations survived because they were not empty philosophy. They were evidence of resistance. The sound of a man pulling himself back from anger, pride, despair, laziness, and the edge of becoming the wrong person. They were written by an emperor, but they speak to anyone who has opened their eyes and felt the weight of life waiting. Marcus offers no magic. He offers something better. Practice. You do not have to wake up already strong. You have to wake up willing to practice strength. You do not have to feel fearless. You have to refuse to let fear make the decision. You do not have to dominate the entire day. You have to win the next choice, then the next. That is how life changes, not through one dramatic morning, but through ordinary mornings used correctly. Marcus Aurelius was not disciplined because mornings were easy. He was disciplined because difficulty did not receive the final vote. Tomorrow morning, the same battle will arrive. No crowd will see it. No one may applaud. No empire will wait outside your door, but your future will. The person you could become will be standing on the other side of one decision. Rise or delay, lead or surrender, remember or forget. Before the phone, before the noise, before excuses dress themselves as reasons. Get up, write one line, read it like an order from the person you are becoming. Then step into the day and prove that your word still has power. Do not wait to feel ready. Do not wait for motivation to rescue you. Do not ask comfort for permission. Rise, then live like you meant what you wrote.